Hey guys, I was about to say what's up, but I'm not going to say what's up because every YouTuber says what's up. So I'm going to say how you doing. This is Ryan, and this is our next video in the Blender tutorial. So we're going to do this one quickly. We're going to finish off our nice tile texture. And remember last time we added the shininess. We've also got this nice outline of the tile here and the randomness in the mortar over there. It looks pretty cool, looking pretty realistic, and also looking pretty impressive. So this is the last video. We're going to finish this guy off. We're going to give a nice texture on the tiles. And remember I said that last time we had an issue in that with the shininess, the reflectiveness is coming across on the mortar and as well as the tile. So we're gonna separate that. All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So first of all, our shininess is actually coming out, is coming from our principal shader right over here, mainly controlled by this roughness over here. The more roughness I bring up, the less shiny it'll be, but it's going to work across the whole thing. So what we want to do is that we want to separate that, the roughness. We only want the roughness, the shininess on the tile and the roughness on the mortar. Now, just to give you a good idea what our mortar texture and our tile texture is doing over here, these two are separating. Remember, these are groups. These groups have been set up that they separate between these two textures over here. So whatever I do over here will only work on the tile texture. Whatever I do here will only work on the mortar. So therefore, out of these textures, I've got a matte. Now what a matte does is it separates, between, it's black or white. The white areas will be affected. So with the mortar texture, let me show you. If I take out of this mortar texture, you'll see only the mortar areas are black because that's the area that I'm going to affect. So whatever I do to here, it's going to affect those areas only, right? Which now gives us an idea. Let me just plug this in here. There you go. That's what we're sitting with. Wherever it's white, that's where it's going to affect, which is what we want. So if I take this and I plug it straight into, okay, first of all, let's just take our color out of our tile texture, just plug that back in there. I want to take out of this value over here, all right, which is actually our factor. It's like this over here, where it's giving us a black and white version of this texture. That's what helps us to create the map, like I said. So out of value, I'm going to plug that into roughness. But now you'll see here, there already now we get our effect being applied, but it's a bit too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use like what I used with this setup over here. I'm going to use a matte node. So Shift D duplicates it, and if I place it over here, you see how that connection highlights. Place it in there, and I'm going to change this value to 0.200. Okay, not there. My bad. Let's do that again. So if I take this math node, there you go, the right one is highlighted, and I place it in there. That basically is 0.200. Oh, and another thing is just hit that clamp over there, because what we're doing in the math node is we're adding that value to that value, which means that you might get a over one, which is a clip, and when you start getting that clipping, yes, that's when it starts looking quite, you'll see there's a small area over there where it's not actually affecting. Alright, cool. Now what we want to do is we want to add some, the last thing we're going to do here is we are going to add in a nice texture onto the tile itself. We're going to add a nice texture onto the tile itself, and you're going to see how cool that's going to be. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to use here, I'm actually going to do that within the tile texture. See, everything I do within here affects only on the tile itself. So going in here in this group, now whatever, like I said, I do in this group affects only the tile. So Shift A, input, I'm going to first of all create a texture coordinate here. Then the texture that I'm going to use to create the texture on the tile is called a Voronoi texture. Alright, And then what we're going to do is we're going to plug that, we're going to insert it over here, and we're going to be using a add node. Right, so let's get that in here. So converter, vector, color, vector. You see I'm actually looking for the add node, but it's not an add node, it's a math node, but we change it to add. Alright, so I'm going to plug object into vector. Right, we need to take distance into there. Alright, and then now we push our scale up to 50, and we take our randomness down to little as possible. And there now you can see our nice cool tile texture that we've got there. Looking quite nice, wouldn't you say? Alright, cool. So it looks like that's all I needed to do is do this, and then I get my results. Looking pretty cool. Anyway guys, so that was this cool, fun, who would imagine that creating just a tile texture like this with a mortar. And I think we learned a lot about mapping and grouping our nodes. So next week we've got in the next video we've got a new texture case that we are going to be dealing with. We're going to be creating something brand new again. So join us in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this channel, because I know that you like it. I know you like this video, and I know you want to subscribe to this channel. Yes, it's that way around. And go check out our playlist. Go see all the other videos that are within our videos, because it's not just this, it's not just the tutorials, there's tons of more other stuff. Alright, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, cheers.